Namaste, this is Ramesh Naidu from Target School. Today topic Proofs in Mathematics chapter 15 for part 2 for 9th class students, right? So in this part 2 we discuss about some definitions, that is what is a statement, what is ambiguous and what is axiom, what is conjecture and what is a theorem, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this video we discuss about these 5 definitions, right? The first definition, what is a statement? See, statement. So in our daily life we have lot of statements. We use lot of statements. So statement, it is a sentence like the sun rises in the east, the sun sets in the west. 2 into 2 is equal to 4, right? 2 is even number, 3 is prime number, right? So these are all sentences which are either true or false, right? So what is a statement means? A statement is a sentence which is either true or false, but not both. It is called statement, right? See, the first definition, statement. A sentence, it is a sentence which is either true or false, but not both, is called a statement, right? So generally statements are denoted with P, Q, R, S, small letters, right? For example, see example. 2 is even prime number, right? Is it a statement? Yes, it is a statement. We decide is it a true or false. According to the definition of prime numbers, 2 is even prime number. Yes, it is true. So this sentence is called a statement which is true, right? True. We use T. T means true. So it is a statement, right? Next to 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. It is also a statement because we decide is it true or false by adding 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Yes, it is a statement. We can say it is a true, right? So it is also true statement, right? Next to the sun rises in the west. Yes, is it a statement? Yes, it is a statement. It is a sentence and we can say it is a false. Why? The sun rises in the west. So generally the sun rises in the east. That is a true statement, but it is a false statement. They given the sun rises in the west, western. So it is false. We can say it is a false. So it is also a statement. It is called a false statement, right? It is a false, right? So in this way, a sentence which is either true or false, we decide whether it is true or false. That is called statement. Otherwise, ala cheppalekapothe what emantaru? Ambiguous anta. Otherwise, ambiguous. So ambiguous are not clear, are not decided. It is true or false, right? So a statement is either true or false. Otherwise, that is called ambiguous. Ambiguous means open sentence. So open sentences are not clear and open sentences are not decided whether it is true or false, right? So and some more examples. Sum of 3 angles in triangle sum of 3 angles in triangle is 180 degrees. Yes, it is a statement. It is true statement, right? And next, x plus 2 is equal to 10. So is it a statement? Observe carefully. X plus 2 is equal to 10. So we don't know x value. So is it true or false? We can't say whether it is true or false because x is variable. So it is not clear. So if x is equal to 8, 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. So if x is equal to 8, it is true. If x is not equal to 8, it is false, right? So x plus 2 is equal to 10. It is ambiguous, right? So we can't say whether it is true or false. It is ambiguous. So ambiguous means open sentence. So x plus 2 is equal to 10. It is open sentence. So right. So it is not clear whether it is a true or false. We can't decide, right? So such type of sentences are called ambiguous. Ambiguous means open sentence, right? And in this way we can write many more statements. Once again, listen. Statement is a sentence which is either true or false, right? So otherwise that is called ambiguous. That is open sentence, right? Next look. Let's go for next definition. Ambiguous. Observe carefully. A sentence which is not a statement is called ambiguous. So it is not clear and are decided, right? For example, where are you going? Where are you going? See, where are you going? See, it is true or false? Can you say is it true or false? We can't say. So there is no sufficient clarification. See, where are you going? So where are you? You know what about you? We don't know you, right? Where are you going? So it is open sentence. So we can't say it is a true or false. There is no specification. So it is called ambiguous, right? Next, 10 plus y is equal to 0. It is also ambiguous, right? So in this way we can write many more examples. Okay, right. Next, go for next definition. Axiom. Yes. Next, go for next third definition. Axiom. See, it is very important. Observe carefully. Axiom. So what is an axiom? See, axiom means it is a statement which has self-evident, right? So it is assumed to be true. It does not any require proof, right? So self-evident means in our daily life, daily we have seen some things. We observe some statements, right? By observing, we finalize the statements are true. So there is no proof, no need to prove. Such statements are called axioms. So once again listen, axiom means it is a statement without proof. It is assumed to be true, right? Such statements are called axioms, right? See, a statement which is self-evident or assumed to be true is called axiom. It is a self-evident fact. It is a self-evident fact and does not require any proof, right? So generally, for this axioms, no need to prove, right? Only self-evident. So the regular గా గమనించి చూస్తూ మనం ఫైనలైజ్ చేస్తాం. సో ఇది ఇలా ఉంటుంది, అది అలా ఉంటుంది అని చెప్పేసి. సో అటువంటి వాటిని యాక్సియమ్స్ అంటాం. సో ఇవి డైలీ అబ్జర్వ్ చేసి మనం ఫైనలైజ్ చేస్తాం, మీన్స్ జనరలైజ్ చేస్తాం, రైట్? ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ rabbit generally they are in white colors, right? So rabbit means white colors and different colors are also in there, but bear also in black color like this. See, for example, so observe carefully, it is a line segment AB is a line segment, right? So in which C is any point on the line segment B, right? Here AC is a part of AB and BC also a part of AB, right? Here the AB is the whole line segment. AB is whole line segment, right? So the whole AB is always greater than a part of this whole, like AC, right? And AB is greater than BC also, right? So a whole is always greater than part of that whole, right? A whole is always greater than a part in that, right? A whole is always greater than a part in that, right? Here AB is a whole line segment. So AB is always greater than a part in that is AC. So AB greater than AC and AB greater than BC, right? So this is the example for axiom, right? So this axiom was found by Euclid, right? Euclid axioms. So once again listen, axiom means self-evident statements are called axioms, right? For axioms are no need to prove, right? These are facts, right? So go for next definition. Fourth definition, conjecture. See, fourth definition, conjecture. So what is conjecture? So conjecture is a statement, but it is neither proved nor disproved, right? A statement which is neither proved nor disproved is called conjecture, right? So conjecture ni prove cheyalemu, disprove cheyalemu, అటువంటి వాటిని conjectures అంటాం, right? See, for example, every even number greater than 4, every even number greater than 4 every even number greater than 4 can be written as the sum of primes, the sum of two primes, right? So this is called Goldberg conjecture, right? So it was found by Goldberg, the mathematician, the scientist. See, every even number greater than 4 can be written as the sum of two prime numbers. So greater than 4 except 4 కాకుండా 4 కంటే పైన ఏమై, so even number 4 after prime number is 6 can be written as the sum of two prime numbers. It can be written as, see, 6 can be written as sum of two primes. What are two primes? 3 plus 3. It is prime number, right? So 3 plus 3, 3 is prime number. 6 can be written as 3 plus 3. 3 plus 3 equal to 6. Next prime 8. 8 can be written as 3 plus 5. 3, 5 are prime numbers, right? Next to 10. 10 can be written as 3 plus 7, right? 3 plus 7, 10. So in this way, every even number greater than 4 can be written as the sum of two primes. It is example for conjecture. So this conjecture cannot prove and cannot disprove, right? So we have many even numbers. So even numbers are infinity, right? So for this statement, there is no proved and disproved, right? So once again, listen, conjecture means a statement which is neither proved nor disproved is called conjecture, right? So conjecture ante very simple. A statement దాన్ని ప్రూవ్ చేయలేము, డిస్ప్రూవ్ చేయలేము, అటువంటి వాటిని కంజెక్చర్స్ అంటాం, రైట్? సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, దిస్ ఇస్ Goldberg conjecture. Every even number greater than 4 can be written as the sum of two prime numbers, right? Next, the last definition, theorem. So what is theorem? So we know conjecture. Conjecture means a statement which is neither proved nor disproved is called conjecture, right? So what is theorem means? If a conjecture is to be true, if a conjecture is proved to be true, that is called theorem, right? So theorem means it is a statement and we can prove that is to be true, that is called a theorem, right? See, a conjecture that is proved to be true is called a theorem, right? So examples for theorems. The first theorem, sum of three angles in triangle is 180 degrees. So we can prove this statement. The sum of three angles in triangle is 180 degrees. See, the sum of three interior angles in triangle is 180 degrees. So it is the example for theorem. So we can prove this statement, right? And the second example, the product of two even numbers. The product of two even numbers is even. Is an even. Right? It is also a theorem. We can prove this, right? And 3, the sum of two odd numbers is an even. Right? It is also a theorem. We can prove this. And next to fourth example, the sum of one even and one odd, one even and one odd is an odd number, right? So these are the theorems, right? So let me do one theorem. Let me do first theorem. The first theorem 1. The first theorem. What is the statement? The sum of three angles in triangle is 180 degrees. The sum of three angles. The sum of three angles in triangle is 180 degrees. So the first theorem, the sum of three angles in triangle is 180 degrees. Yes, how to prove this? we can prove this statement. So it is called a theorem. Right. Let me do the problem. Statement, okay. What is given in the problem? So given, what is given? The sum of three angles in triangle is 180 degrees. So let's take a triangle ABC. Given triangle ABC. Right? ABC is a triangle. See, it is a triangle ABC. ABC is a triangle. So it is angle A and it is angle B, it is angle C, right? And RTP, what you have to prove? Sum of three angles. Angle A plus angle B plus angle C. That means angle BAC plus this angle. Angle BAC plus BAC, it is plus ABC. Angle ABC plus angle BCA, this angle. Angle BCA is equal to 180 degrees. Right? That is required to prove. Next, construction. So, before going to prove the sum of triangles is 180, we have some construction. For our convenient, we have to draw construction, right? See, produce BC2 like this, BC2 D, and draw CE parallel to AB, right? Draw CE parallel to AB. That is construction, right? Produce BC to D and draw CE parallel to BA. That is construction, right? Next, proof. Yes, observe carefully. Since BA parallel CE, these two parallel, what about AC? That is a transversal. Observe carefully. Since these two are parallel, it is a transversal. What about these two angles? These two angles are alternate interior angles. If it is X means it is also X, right? And since BA parallel CE, BC also transversal. What about these two angles? Corresponding angles. If it is Y means it is also Y, right? Since BA parallel CE, BA parallel CE, which is transversal AC. AC is transversal, right? So therefore, from that angle BAC is equal to this angle is equal to angle this one, angle ACE, that is equal to X, say 1, right? Leave it. And since BA parallel CE, which is transversal, BD is transversal. Right? Then what about these two angles? These two parallel, it is transversal. These two are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are equal. Means angle ABC is equal to ABC, this angle is equal to angle ECB, this angle ECD, that is equal to Y, say 2, right? And the next, Y plus X plus this angle, these three angles form a straight angle, that is 180 degrees. So that is so well known, right? Linear angles. See, so from figure observe carefully, angle ECD plus angle ECD, this angle ECD plus ACE, this angle ACE plus angle ACB is equal to 180 degrees. They are linear angles. The three angles form a straight line, right? So angle ECD plus, once again listen, ECD this angle plus ACE this angle ACE plus angle ACB is equal to 180 degrees. So but we want to prove angle BAC, this angle plus angle ABC, this angle plus angle ACB, this angle is 180 degrees. See, angle ECD can be written as ABC. These two are equal, right? So write angle ABC instead of ECD. Angle ABC, ECD is equal to C, ECD is equal to ABC from equation 2, right? From equation 2 plus angle ACE can be written as BAC. These two are equal. So from one, ACE is equal to BAC. Write angle BAC instead of ACE, right? Plus angle ACB, right as this, is equal to 180 degrees. See, angle ABC, this angle plus ABC, this angle plus BAC, this angle plus ACB, this angle. Sum of these three angles is 180 degrees, right? So angle A plus, so it is a middle AC. Angle B plus angle A plus angle C is equal to 180 degrees, right? So therefore, sum of three angles in triangle is 180 degrees, right? So this is the proof. Hence, the theorem is